I think my teammates make the biggest impact, making me feel seen and valued, not only on campus, but within my own team. They do a really great job of, asking how my day is and just asking about the little things or noticing when something's off. And I think between them and all of my coaches, they do a really great job of focusing on us as human beings and people outside of sport instead of just us and our performance on the court or field or performance space.
My tight ends coach, my freshman year at John Carroll, named Mac Austin, really made me feel like I belonged in athletics because I remember not knowing if college football was for me after my freshman year. I was playing tight end, which was a position I'd never played before, so I was uncomfortable in that transition. But when I sat down with him at my end of year meeting, the first question he asked me was, "Do you plan on playing next year?" And I said yes. His immediate response was, "Thank God." He's like, "We need to have you around here. Like, we value you here." And even though you didn't maybe have the role, I didn't have the role that I wanted on the team, I was developing a lot. He saw potential in me, made me feel like I really belonged on the team, and that they believed in me, so I can't let them down, and I gotta keep making them proud and proving them right.
Somebody who made me feel like I belong in athletics was one of my captains during my underclassmen experience at Ohio Wesleyan. Her name is Gabby Dalla. She really made me feel like I belonged because she focused on inclusivity and including all of the underclassmen and really making them feel welcome at the beginning of our careers.
Two people I like to thank for making me feel like I belong is my coach Ashley and Coach Dan. I had a rough start to my freshman collegiate career, and they really made me feel like I can be a part of this team and be valued.
One of my coaches in high school always said, never say sorry for a mistake, whether you throw a bad pass or having an off day. Instead say, I'll do better, and focus on instead making the next rep better instead of dwelling on the mistake and the fact that you might have messed up. And that's something that really stuck with me because we all have off days and it's not always going to be easy, but you don't have to be sorry for learning and growing and trusting the process as you move forward. And that definitely came from my high school coach, Jamie.
If there was a lesson I could pass along to athletes, it would be that sports and life in general is a bunch of ups and downs, but it's important that you keep climbing and you keep pushing through that adversity. I'd say I just kind of learned that throughout my entire time playing sports, and it's played a huge effect in my life. I even have this tattoo of the mountains to remind me of that every day.
Mental health is an extremely important aspect of sports. I believe that it is one of the most important aspect of sports. The person who taught me that was actually my mom too. She very much reiterated the fact that mental health matters and how you're doing mentally affects how you play. And so yeah, take into account mental health when you're practicing for your sport.
Someone I think that helped me see my potential in a new light would be my freshman year coach, Coach Lisa. She is someone who saw my potential coming into college, and even though I was not our #1 player coming in, darn it, she still gave me some hope and some ways to improve myself, which made it awesome. And I've grown, even though she's no longer a coach, she retired, she still has an impact on how I see being a Worcester women's golfer.
The person who helped me see my potential most in my sport is my athletic trainer at Kenyon College. Outside of treating my numerous injuries throughout the years, he always showed up to all of my matches and was one of my #1 supporters. And in the training room, he would always give me the best pep talks before and after matches, no matter the result.
I think my coach at Oberlin definitely saw my potential in a new light. I think on the team, I've taken on a different role than I had initially imagined when I first got here. But Coach Ishida is really a big proponent of being more than just your sport. So he's fostered my love for journalism, which has helped me at Oberlin become part of the Oberlin Review. He's really pushed me in my academics and in my athletics. He cares a lot more about his athletes as people than he does as competitors. I think that reflects how we show up to practice every day. We show up committed to do our best on every given day. During our matches, fight for him, fight for Oberlin. We're really such a strong team with a good bond, in a large part due to the environment that he has fostered during the years.
I think my brother helps me to see my potential in a different way because he really eliminated my definition of an athlete and my kind of characterization of it, and just kind of mentioned that I've put in the work, that I have done things to improve my athleticism, and that I have a really strong community behind me, especially at the D3 level, but more beyond as well. And so I think that aspect of athleticism is really exciting, and he's always just believed in me and believed I could do whatever I wanted to do, even if it seemed ridiculous to me. And so I think that change in perspective has made me who I am today.
One of my coaches, Michael Ewing, he had a bunch of phrases that were all so powerful, but one of the, a couple I would mention is hashtag do the work, and E plus R equals O, which is event plus response equals outcome. Every day you should show up, do your best, whatever that day brings. Your best might be different each day, but still do your best. And also if you're supposed to do your exercises or stretch, or if there's something little that you should do after practice, you need to stay, you need to finish it, and you're not done until you're finished.
There's definitely a bunch of teammates that stand out to me, but I think one person specifically who I have a really great connection with is someone in the loyalty named Sarah Thomas. We got along great as soon as we met each other, but I think something that really stands out is just the way that we can support each other. We play the same position, and a lot of the times that can get very challenging, but I think the endless support and just constant healthy feedback, healthy competition has been so eye-opening to me, and I think others on our team have also realized just the support we can give each other. And like I said, at the end of the day, it's hard and challenging when you play the same position as someone, but I think we have such a solid foundation, and it's been so awesome getting to play with her.
I've been doing taekwondo for 15 years, and I started when I was 6 years old just to help with self-control, discipline, that sort of thing. And my master's, now grandmaster, recently passed last year. He was very helpful with me learning how to belong and help me with self-discipline, and just really helped me instill those life skills that have been furthered through the athletics that I've had in my life and continue to do today.
There's been multiple people who've said it kind of throughout my life, but both my high school coaches and college coaches, one kind of motto that were the same throughout my time was control, you control. And I think that's something that I've lived by, because there's so many factors, whether it's in sports or in life, that are out of your control, and learning how to not worry about things that you ultimately have no decision over is important, and being able to focus on what I can control, whether it's attitude or effort, are things that have allowed me to have peace and to be able to play as hard as I can, work as hard as I can, and really give my all to not only sports, but to whatever I'm doing in life.
My senior year in high school, my lacrosse coach, Damon Legato, helped foster the mindset of good. And this mentality is supposed to tackle anything that comes bad or it comes badly to you. So if it's raining outside, good, that's the weather that we like. You can't control it, and that teaches you to really control what you can control. So any adversity you face, you just simply laugh, say good, and then keep pushing forward.